guys, today I'm going to talk about the white matter of the spinal cord. So in my previous video I showed you the gray matter of the spinal cord, so I'm going to show you the white matter this session. So if you look at closely this model, this is a cross section of the spinal cord. You can see this butterfly shaped structure at the center of the spinal cord, which is known as the gray matter, and it is surrounded by the white matter. So I'm going to show you what is the white matter, what is the content of the white matter, and what is the function of the white matter. So as you see in this image, at the top we have brain. In the middle you can see brain stem, which is comprised of midbrain, pons, and down here we have medulla. At the back you can see cerebellum, and down here we have spinal cord. If you take a cross section through the spinal cord, you can see this image. At the center, this butterfly shaped structure or X-shaped structure is called the gray matter. This is the gray matter, and it is surrounded by the white matter. Here is the white matter. So gray matter, as I showed you in my previous video, it is projected ventrally or anteriorly and makes ventral horn. These are the ventral or anterior horns, and posterior projections are known as the posterior or dorsal horns. At the center there is a canal. It's called central canal, which is filled with CSF, cerebrospinal fluid. Anteriorly you can see the sulcus. It's called ventromedian sulcus or anterior median sulcus, and posteriorly we have dorsomedian fissure or posterior median fissure. So these two sulcus and fissure, they separate the spinal cord onto the right and left sides. So you can see the white matter. This is the white matter. White matter contains three columns. So here is known as the column. This is the anterior or ventral column. Ventral column. At the back you can see dorsal or posterior column. On the side you can see lateral column. The other name of the column is fasciculus or funiculus. So you will probably come across with different names. They are interchangeable. You can use column or fasciculus or funiculus. So what is the content of the white matter? So as I mentioned before, within the gray matter we have the cell body of the neurons. So imagine that we have cell body here, and the axons of this cell body coming out and getting into the white matter like this, and they are going up, ascending up like this. So these axons are insulated with myelin sheath. That's why it's called the myelinated axons. The myelin is white, so that's why the white matter represents white under the microscope, because it's insulated with myelin. So what is the action of this bunch of axons or neurons? So they are carrying the sensory information from the skin, from the muscles, tendons, and ligaments to the spinal cord, and then carrying these information up to the brain. So white matter of the spinal cord serves as a highway, and in this highway we have bunch of myelinated axons that are carrying the sensory information from the environment to the brain. And this bunch of myelinated axons are called tracts. So within the column or fasciculus or funiculus of the white matter, we have different tracts. They are carrying the different sensory information from the environment to the brain through the spinal cord. So they are ascending up, that's why it is called ascending tract. What will happen when the ascending tract gets into the brain? Processing will happen here into the brain, and then brain responds to those sensory information through the descending tract. So we will have some descending tracts. So the cell body of the descending tract are in the cortex of the brain, and the axons coming out of the brain, crossing the midbrain like this, and passing through this white column and getting into the muscles or glands, etc. So this bunch of myelinated axons are called descending tracts. Descending tracts. So within the columns of the white matter, we have ascending tracts and we also have descending tracts. Ascending tracts are sensory tracts. They are carrying the sensory information from the environment to the brain through the spinal cord and brainstem. And descending tracts are mainly motor. They are carrying the motor information from the cortex of the brain through this brainstem and the spinal cord, and finally to the muscles. So this is the contents of the white matter. So next video, I'm going to focus on the details of the ascending tracts and descending